Well, I'm broadcasting from the kitchen of my little cabin, my extra cabin across the road. Seemed like the right place to be since I'm going to be talking about food and food processing. I actually do not have room in my kitchen to do this sort of thing. I have a tiny kitchen, and that's why I usually end up in the living room. But I thought it would be fun to talk about kitchen issues in the kitchen. So I'm going to talk about how I'm maximizing my produce that is coming in this time of year to use over the winter. So a lot of people can, and a lot of people freeze dry, and people do all sorts of things. I do not can. I do have a friend who freeze dries, and he sends me things, so I'll be talking about that in a minute. But I mainly prepare for the freezer or for dehydrating. So I've had a pretty darn good harvest this year. I'm not done harvesting, but I've been able to already start processing things. There's certain things I like to eat right away, and those are the ground cherries, which are delicious, blackberries, the strawberries. They never leave the garden. They leave the garden inside of me because I've eaten them. They're so good. I'm not having a huge tomato harvest, so I'm not concerned about how I'm going to handle that. But the tomato harvest I have is great, and I've been able to give some away. And I've been able to eat a delicious salad every day with fresh tomatoes. There's nothing like a fresh tomato. So that's what's happening with the tomatoes. Things might change later. I have a lot of green tomatoes. They're turning red kind of slowly, but there might be a moment where I'll have more than just a few at a time, but I'll cross that bridge when I get to it. They are so good that I probably will just eat them without processing them. That's how much I love them, and that's how much I wait for them. My winter squash, I have this table gold squash. I have acorn squash. They have kind of a longer shelf life. So I've already made something out of my table gold squash, which was delicious, and I have a couple more in the refrigerator, and I saw more are growing on the vine. So those can hang out, I think, for a little while in the fridge. And also the acorn squash, which is still growing, can hang out a little longer on the vine. I've had butternut squash in the past. I did not grow butternut squash because I didn't have room this year, but that is also a delicious winter squash. It just lasts forever, and I think it's the longest lasting winter squash. So those just hang out in the refrigerator until I'm ready to eat them. My biggest bang for my buck is definitely my green and yellow summer squash. The yellow summer squash, again, I have a hard time not eating that fresh because it's so good. And I was able to give some away to somebody who loves them as much as I do. I've grown quite a bit of those tromboncino squash, or like a Italian green squash that get really long and sometimes curve. And anyway, those are delicious. They taste a little sweeter than zucchini, and they have a different texture than green zucchini, but they are so good. So I've taken my green zucchini and my tromboncino and whatever I haven't eaten right away, I have taken and grated it and put it in 1 cup portions in the freezer where it's frozen. Now they're in bags, and I use those 1 cup portions for cooking, baking, soup making. And I've done the same thing with other items that I haven't grown. I've done it with a bunch of onions I've had. I chopped them up real small, put them in bags for later. I had a lot of carrots at one point. I was able to shred the carrots, blanch them, and put them in bags in the freezer in 1 cup portions also. And those are so useful later for baking and stir frying or soup making or whatever. So even if I haven't grown the items, if I have a lot of them, I will figure out how to preserve them for later. I've had some citrus fruit come by. I had some oranges that I wasn't able to finish. I have two friends with lemon trees. So I've been busy preserving that too. I have some dried oranges that I made a couple months ago, and I want to do the same with the lemons. The lemons, however, have to be not so juicy, and the latest bag of lemons I got were pretty juicy. So the juicy lemons, it's just not worth trying to dry them. It just takes too long, but I will take them. I will squeeze them out, the juice out, and I put them in my heart-shaped silicone pan and make little ice cubes. And those ice cubes are delicious in iced tea, and actually I had one last night, not a hot toddy. I put one of my lemon ice cubes, a little bit of whiskey, honey, hot water. It's just what I needed. So those go into the freezer. I've got lemon ice cubes, I have orange ice cubes, and I have some iced tea ice cubes just to give my water a little bit of flavor. I do some processing. I don't grow apples here, and this year I did not grow any pumpkins because my friend Paul grows pumpkins from seedlings I give him. So when he brings me the pumpkins, like last year, I will cut them up, I will take out the seeds, roast the seeds, process the pumpkins again into 1 cup. Paul gave me 1 or 2 nice big pumpkins last year around November, and they were sitting on the counter till about March because they're fine, they last forever. Finally, I needed my countertop back, so I was able to process them, and I came up with about 12 cups of pumpkin puree, which has been amazing. I've made pumpkin waffles, I've made pumpkin muffins, and it's just been a great addition to my baking. Same with the apples. I have a family member has a huge apple tree. They eat like 3 apples off of it, and I will go once a year and get buckets of apples. Apples are awesome. I dehydrate those, some with sugar and cinnamon, some plain. I'm in my dark cabinet. I have 1 cabinet with a door that's dark, and then those are great snacks. I also process it into applesauce, and I eat the applesauce, or again, I use the applesauce in baking. I have a zucchini bread that uses applesauce instead of oil. It is so good. I'm going to try to make it this year for you guys. Goodness says I have plenty of zucchini. I also have been working on making my own tea. Like I mentioned, I did the dried oranges. I also dry lemons if I get lemons which are less juicy. I dried my own lemon balm here. I have a couple containers of this. I'm gonna put in hot water or add to my black tea. And of course chamomile, which I picked and dried. Now I don't freeze dry. I don't have a freeze dryer, but I have a good friend who does freeze dry. He also cans. So last year I had a bunch of wonderful jam and enchilada sauce that he canned and sent me. And this year he's been playing around with this freeze dryer. So he sent me some freeze dried peaches and some freeze dried strawberries. And I'm looking forward to trying those. And either today or tomorrow, a bag like that of freeze dried onions are coming. So that will be kind of fun to play with too. And the nice thing with the freeze drying is it just stays in that bag. Nothing happens to it. So I'm going to be treating myself to some of these delicious fruit this winter, as well as experimenting with those freeze-dried onions. So that's how I'm preserving my harvest. I kind of have a feel at this point of what I eat, what I don't eat, what I eat right now, what I want to save for later, what I want to make, what I want to bake. It's nice to have that feel for it already. So those are my fresh produce strategies for my own harvest and for the harvest I get from other people who are kind enough to share with me, and it seems to work. If you garden and if you do any food preservation, I'm interested in hearing what you do. I watch a lot of videos, so I know there's 1,000,001 ways to preserve the harvest. These are the ways that work for me. They work for what I like to eat, they work for what I like to grow, and they work for the capacities I have in my house already. So I'm interested in hearing what you do. Does this sound like something you do, the freezing, the dehydrating? Do you just eat stuff right out of the garden? Do you give away your produce, or do you just buy things as you need them? All of it is fine. I'm just interested in how you prepare for winter, or if you even prepare for winter. Not everyone does it. My lifestyle up here kind of, I don't want to say it requires it, but it certainly makes it a lot easier. So anyway, that's what I do. Interested in hearing what you do, and thank you so much for watching.